born to thrive. You were born to feel alive. Every single second of your life, your life, your life, your life. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this new episode of Success Stories of Expat Women. If your ear is very fine, maybe you could hear that my guitar is not really in tune. I've just changed my chords, and unluckily, it takes some time that it settles down. So it's a bit awkward, but we could maintain our jingle, which is beautiful, I think. Okay, welcome to this new episode of Success Stories of Expat Women. They did it, so can you. My name is Eva Sonders. I'm an inspirational singer and songwriter, and I'm also an empowerment coach helping expat women to find their way, their path to thrive again after they move abroad, which can be sometimes, let us be honest, hard, difficult. I am very pleased to welcome today Eleni. Nice to meet you, Eleni.
Hi there. Hello. Thank you for
Hi.
having me.
Yes,
I'm so
thank you for
excited.
accepting my invitation. So, new story, and I'm very curious to know where are you from originally? How long have you been in Switzerland? What brought you here, and where you are exactly in Switzerland?
All right, perfect. So I'm Eleni. I I'm 27 years old and I'm Greek, and I moved here in September. So quite new to
In
Geneva.
September, and so it's 3/4 of year, even not.
Yep.
Less
Yeah.
than a
Yeah.
year. Wow,
Less
that's
than a year
really
exactly.
new. What brought
Uh-huh.
you? What brought you? Are you where are you? Are you in Geneva?
Yeah, I'm based in Geneva. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So what brought you to Geneva?
So what has brought me here was actually my partner's job. So we were based in London for 4.5 years, and yeah, we got a great opportunity here. So we decided to move. So yeah,
Wow. Okay, so it's really new. So
yeah.
let us speak about you and your professional background. What's your professional background? What did you study? What did you in London?
Yeah, so I actually studied art history in New York City.
Hmm.
And once I graduated from there, I moved to London and I started working in marketing at a really big retailer, which is Sainsbury's. And then after that, we kind of decided to move to Geneva because it was kind of COVID and Brexit happened in London. So it wasn't a really nice climate to be there. And so we moved to Geneva and I started my own business. So I'm very, very excited. I've never really looked back on.
Oh, wow. I am so excited to
Yeah.
discover your business in Geneva because there are some women who are expat and who are actually considering being their own boss, and they have a lot of questions. So let us see what your story is. But first of all, I
Mhm.
know that your name is Greek.
Yes.
So where are you from originally, and how did you land? How did you land in New York City?
Yeah. So I'm from Athens and then I went and I studied in New York. So
Okay, so you did your studies in New York and
yeah.
then you kept being expat. So you are a multiple expat now.
I've been all over the place. I haven't actually lived in Greece
Mhm.
since I've been 19, so I've been all over the place. So yeah,
Wow, wow.
yeah.
And tell me, because you said you worked in marketing in a big retail company in London, so you were an employee there.
Yes, I was. Yeah,
Okay, so what brought you to choose this path of being an entrepreneur in Switzerland? How did
yeah. I mean, it was a cautious decision. I loved my job, but it really didn't. It didn't, and kind of entice me every morning. Yeah, it wasn't something that I was super passionate about.
Mhm.
So when we had the opportunity to move to Geneva, I kind of said, I want to start doing something that I absolutely love. And fashion and kind of something with confidence building was something that I always was very passionate about. So This kind of led me to image consulting, um, which I'll explain what that is. But I got certified as an image consultant from Color Me Beautiful. And yeah, so that's what I do. So my aim through chromatology, which is my brand, is really to empower women through the colors they wear and
Mm-hmm.
also through the style of garments they wear. So looking at their
Wow.
silhouettes and kind of teaching them how to dress for their bodies to
That's
make them more
interesting.
proportionate.
So, was it on purpose that you dressed in red for this interview?
Yeah, actually, it's not red. Maybe it looks red, but it's actually terracotta orange. So
Oh,
yes, it's
sorry.
one of my
Okay.
really
Okay.
strong colors. So I decided perhaps I should wear it. So
So, is it a color that you like particularly, or you dress for particular um, experiences or particular opportunities?
yeah, I mean, I like this color. I think it's a powerful color, and I also think that I've actually tested it. So this actually is a good color for my skin tone, my eyes, and my hair. So there's a beautiful
Okay.
harmony. So I thought it was good for this occasion, and it kind of makes me more powerful when I wear it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a strong. Orange is a very strong color, honestly. For me,
for
it's like
sure.
a color of. I know nothing about your brand and about what you studied and what you do, but for me, just intuitively, orange is a color like of power. You know,
Yeah.
expressing my personal power. Okay, so tell us more. You said you settled down in Geneva. You decided to create something on your own.
Hmm.
You were interested in fashion and like linking it to personal development and confidence,
Exactly.
helping
Yeah.
women to enhance their confidence.
Hmm.
And you did this course in chroma. Sorry, I don't know what is the name.
Yeah, I was certified by a big brand that certifies
Was
women to
how,
do this.
so how did you find it? Was it an e-course or was it in Geneva? What was it exactly?
Yeah, it was in London. So I did this while I was working. I got certified, and then once I moved here, I was
Oh,
yeah,
so
I
you
kind of
did
done
it
this.
you did it in London, so you knew already you wanted to shift.
Yes, yes, yes. I had
Okay.
basically once, yeah, we've decided to move here. Then
Mhm.
I started to do that. So yeah, it was
Okay.
all part of a plan.
Wonderful.
Yes.
What happened when you settled down in Geneva? How did you go about starting to create your business? This is so interesting and important. There are so many women in your shoes, and it will be extremely interesting for them. Share us.
Yeah, so what I did was that I found my space. So thankfully, this what I do allows me to have it in my own home. This is my studio. So I do it.
Wow.
So yeah, I basically have clients coming
That's a
in.
luxury to be able to have your own studio at home.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so it's part of our rent. So yeah, so yeah, I just started really through getting to know people, kind of getting out there because it is a lot of word of mouth. This is based, and also through social media, I started like getting to know more women and kind of telling them what this is. Um, and yeah, this is
Did you do any like marketing course or course for entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs? How or was it like organic and trying stuff? How did you go about?
so far what I've done is just meeting, putting myself out there and actually meeting people outside and
Okay.
kind of getting to know them, and then having a casual conversation when they ask me, oh, what do you do? I tell them I'm an image consultant, and I really teach women how to wear, what colors they should be wearing to make them feel more powerful and confident. And they're like, oh wow, this is so interesting, so they want to find out more, and then
So
sooner or later
what's
they
the
come
next?
in.
So what's the next step when you meet them and
Hmm.
they are so super interested and I can understand because well even me what my color is it's really interesting for anyone I would say. So when you meet someone and then you exchange and obviously there is an interest. So what's the next step? What happens else? The next.
So the next step, maybe sometimes they want to kind of like learn a little bit more, and kind of we have a call to discuss it a little bit. But most of the times, then they're most likely to come in. They
Hmm.
come in, they love it, and if they're really really happy, which so far they are, then most of the times they bring friends, and yeah, so it is it's a business that's really strong with word of mouth, right? Because it's a very personal seminar.
It is.
So if there's a good connection and they're happy, then they're most likely to come
So do
back or
you,
and then also bring a friend.
what do you offer? Do you offer like one-on-one consultancy sessions, or maybe group sessions, or maybe some workshops? How does it, what do you
Yeah.
offer exactly?
So I offer, yeah, personal sessions. So like,
Mhm.
one-to-one with me. They could also come with a group of friends, their closest group of girlfriends, because it's a really fun, interactive seminar. And also with just random bigger workshops that women come and meet each other through this. And it's great because every woman has their own stories, and you get you kind of learn you learn about another person in a more
Ah,
personal setting, so it's
yes,
quite
and I
powerful.
do believe this is a part you were missing in your job in London, like this direct connection with women,
Yeah,
with people, with real people and their stories, and also being a part of their story and helping the story to open up and to be empowered, which is amazing. I
yeah,
also,
no,
yes,
yeah, definitely. And also, when I was growing up, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself, and
uh,
honestly, I wish I knew all this that I know now when I was 16, because it would have just whoops, it jumped a whole chapter of being upset and annoyed with myself, so and self-doubt. So yeah.
so for you, can you really enhance confidence just by changing colors or shapes of
Yes,
clothes?
definitely. Because,
Wow.
it's so powerful. I can't stress this enough, but knowing what works for you and why, it's such a
Mhm.
powerful thing.
So
Because it really,
is it very individual? What works for you will not necessarily
yeah,
work for me. Is
definitely.
it?
Because we
Oh,
are so different, aren't we?
yeah.
Like, we are so different.
Hmm.
Our size is different, our shape is different, our colors are different.
Our
So,
story is
something like,
different. Our origins
yeah.
are different.
So, all the clothes that we have now in like fast fashion and
Hmm.
not everything suits everyone. It's not supposed to. So it's kind of trying to figure out, what works for me, and regardless of what fashion is doing.
Mm.
That's so powerful because
So
once
what?
you know that, you don't have to go for things that just to wear them because everyone else is wearing them.
Yeah. When a
Yeah.
woman comes for an individual session,
Hmm.
what happened first? Do you listen to her story? Do you watch her color of her? How do you proceed to help her to find what's the best for her?
So what happens is that most of the times, I kind of get to know a little bit of why they're here, what's their mission.
Yeah.
There's definitely, a varied reasons why they come in. A lot of the times they will kind of want to update their closets, and they want to kind of find, themselves a little bit. A lot of women are, they were moms and now their kids have grown up a little bit, and they kind of think they've lost a little bit of who they are, so they kind of want to self-discover who they are,
Reinvent, yes.
reinvent
Yes,
who
absolutely.
they are. So yeah, so so yeah, I kind of understand their mission, and then I kind of ask them about what colors do they usually wear and why, and what colors they draw in. So they select the colors because I have a number of different colored drapes. So for example, here here are different fabrics that I have in different colors. So I have like many, many different pinks and reds and blues, etc. And we start draping them. So I put them in front of the mirror with a white cloth, like a white
Wow.
canvas,
Yeah.
and start playing with color. And you can start seeing what color makes them glow and shine
Mm.
without wearing any makeup, and then what colors really brings them down a little bit. And actually, I have a slide that I would like to share with you. Is that all right?
Please, please do.
Okay. Hopefully, this will work. Can
Mhm.
you see my screen?
Yes, chromatology, empower through color.
All right, perfect. Uh, so I want to ask you, Eva, what's the first thing that you notice when you see this woman?
I would say even though she's smiling, I feel there is something sad within her. Isn't, yeah, that's just very intuitive what I feel.
Yeah, but you start kind of noticing that she's wearing a black shirt, right? That's the
Yes,
first thing
sure,
you kind of
sure,
notice,
sure,
right?
sure. And
There's a really
there is a big contrast between this black shirt and
Yeah,
her
and
blue
her
shirt.
light features. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So once we kind of get her out of this black shirt and we put her in something lighter, you know,
Wow. Hmm.
right? You start noticing that her eyes are blue. Before you couldn't even tell.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely interesting.
Yeah, and this woman is the same makeup and all, in all of these
Only
instances,
a different color. Wow.
different color. And then we've even put her in something even lighter.
Oh,
And yeah,
wow.
I mean, she is glowing. So yeah, that's
Absolutely. I can see this is what I said. She was smiling in the first picture, but for me there was something sad. And as you go to gray, middle gray, and very light gray,
yeah,
it's another personality. She is so softer and so
happy, right?
for
Yeah,
me, she's much softer. Yeah.
and I think she looks quite younger in the light gray route compared to the
Yes, probably. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's what color analysis is. It's basically finding the harmony between your natural coloring, which means your hair, your eyes, and your skin tone, and the colors you wear close to your face. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that because it's quite visual, so you can really see the
Mm.
impact. Yeah,
That's interesting. Thank you for this beautiful example. I'd like to go back because you said when you went to Geneva and you had this idea of launching a business that the first thing was meeting people. And honestly, if you launch the business or not, being an expat, this is for me the first necessary step. You have to go out. If you stay at home, no one knows you, no one knows about you, and it starts to be very frustrating, and sometimes even depression can come just by the fact of being isolated. So this
of course.
creating connection is so important. How did you go about creating connection? Where did you meet these people?
Yeah, so I'm lucky enough to have a little puppy, a cute dog. So
Mm.
I started going out to the park, etc., and that's where I started mingling with different women and got to know their stories, and yeah, and then it goes on. So
Wow,
that's how it began.
I love this
Yeah,
very natural way, it's not very complicated stuff. It's just I have my dog. I need to go for a walk.
yeah,
And
exactly,
by going for a walk, I'm going in the park, then you meet maybe other people with puppies, or
yeah,
I don't know, whatever, moms with the little kids or whatever. And
exactly.
it allows
Evolves from
connection.
there, right? It just slowly, yeah, that's kind of started giving momentum because previous to that, I was more doing things online, which don't get me wrong, it really helped, but it's hard. It's hard in the beginning to see the momentum to start something from scratch online, right? You put so much effort in a post or in something a reel. It takes a lot of time, and then not seeing the success of it immediately. I mean, it gets really hard. It got
It can be discouraging. Yeah, definitely.
very discouraging.
It's
Um,
long term run. You just do 1 month, another month, another month, another month, and the return, it can be very slow. And you are right. If you meet real people and you create these connections, it can go much faster. Is it?
yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, right? So then you also, if they're also happy, you kind of get, okay, I am good in this. I love what I do. So you kind of keep on going. And yeah.
Hmm. What are your projects, or what is your next step?
So yeah, my next step is really, kind of growing this a lot more, bringing more women, doing more seminars, hopefully slowly even going into corporate,
Mhm.
and actually hosting different seminars for women about and men as well about first impressions, how to dress for success, like doing these kinds of yeah, because I think that's so important, and that's something that's lacking in the corporate world. So
I love it. How to dress for success. That's
yeah.
amazing. So interesting and so important. Wow.
Hmm. Yeah.
Beautiful. Um, what would you do? I know that's pretty young, your business, but is there anything you would do differently if you started right now, like three-quarter of years later after?
Yeah, I know. What I would do differently is basically putting myself out there a lot earlier and just,
Okay.
putting aside that self doubt a little bit.
Mm.
You're like, yeah, because it's nerve wracking, right? It's kind of like you're putting yourself out there and you're most likely going to get rejected. And, it kind of stops you. So definitely putting myself out there a lot faster
Yeah.
and just seeing how it goes. And so far now I'm really putting myself out there a lot more. And I've really received more, love and really, applause. And so really
Yeah.
nice feelings. So yeah,
How
I wish
did
I would.
you deal with this fear of rejection at the beginning, which is pretty normal for everyone when we start something new? Didn't test it really. We don't know if it will work. We think that we might be intrusive for others or whatever, or we are not professional enough. That's very common fears at the beginning. How did you deal with these fears of rejection at the beginning? What did you do?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of with time a little bit, you kind of have these conversations with yourself and you're like, okay, so today what am I gonna do? Am I gonna sit here and be upset and sad that this is not working, or should I just do it? And it's kind of finally kind of accepting that and just doing it.
Yes,
So
just doing, pushing maybe a bit to yourself,
yeah, pushing yourself, right?
some
Yeah.
effort. Okay, let us do it. It's
And see what happens, right? And just not being yeah,
yes,
fearful of what happens. Thinking about what would be the worst thing that would happen. It would be this. Okay, then I can live with it. So
yeah.
carry on. Just
Oh wow, thank you. I love it so much.
yeah.
Tell me if there are any women listening to you and wow, that's really interesting. I would like to try it. How can they get can they get in touch with you? How can they book a session or how they can know about your seminars?
Yeah, so I usually just post things on Facebook on this the Geneva expat groups.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a website, so you can find it definitely on comatology.com. And yeah, I think you can share that link with you up
Definitely, yes.
on the post.
When I create a little introduction, I will share definitely your
My
Facebook
my
and
web
your website so people can get in touch with you.
yeah, through Instagram as well. So yeah, there's definitely and
Okay,
yeah.
wonderful. Um, I have the last question, which is always the same, and I think it's a really an important one. What would you advise to women who just settle down in Geneva or other Swiss cities and who meet hardship, rejections, who are maybe down with their mood because it's getting to be long and there is no result and they feel isolated? What would you suggest them? How they can go about um, positive change? How they can move forward?
I think it's. I think the important thing is kind of trying to have a shift in your mindset, because all of these feelings are created through your mind, and the mind is something that you can control, and kind of slowly, blocking those negative thoughts is a way to go, and not not listening to that and just trying to do what makes you happy. And yeah, regardless of what your friends are going to say, regardless of what others are going to think of you, I think, just doing it is going to work out in that way. That's what I would advise.
Thank you very much, Eleni, for your wisdom, nuggets of wisdom. I know that when I got in touch with you, just well, maybe I'm not a that person to interview, and I was no. You are very young in your new in your business. You are very new in Switzerland, and I do believe you do have treasures to share with others. And now I have confirmation. So. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for taking
Thank you so much
this
for having me.
step of courage and accepting my invitation. I'm really, really grateful. And thank you for what you are doing for women, helping them to empower them through cars. And I wish you a lot of fun, joy, and success.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
You are listening to Success Stories of Expat Women. I'm Eva Saunders and I'm empowerment coach for expat women. If you feel down right now, don't stay alone. Start to do. You can just ask for 45 minutes clarity session, which is free. I offer it to you. We will walk through who you are, where you are, and we will figure out concrete steps so you can move forward toward thriving life. This is what you deserve. Remember, you were born to thrive.